Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, colourful cartoon animals and everyone else, welcome to Magic the Questioning, the card game quiz that asks the question, do you got the need? The need for speed? Let's meet our contestants, how are you guys doing? I'm raring to go.
Was that intro a reference to Aether Drift? That set is out. Are we going to have a round on it?
We usually cover the latest set, so I imagine so.
Okay, if I'm being honest, I don't know how invested I am in Aether Drift.
I think it looks fun.
Oh sure, the gameplay in most modern sets is fun, but I miss the days of sets where the lore and the narrative was equally as compelling.
And to be fair, Blue, you're always really forgiving if the gameplay's good. But I think I agree with Purple, and the story elements certainly don't feel like they get the focus they once did. Anyway, before I start advocating a return to 3-set blocks again, let's look at this week's categories. Ready Set Quiz is our first round, with the questions are worth 1 point each. Cards on the Table is our second round, with questions worth 2 points each. Keyword Search is our third round, with the questions are worth 3 points each. I Hardly Know Her is our fourth round, with the questions are worth 4 points each. And Art Attack is our final category, with a single question that doubles your score. At the end of the game, tally up your points and measure them against the point score chart, so you can see how you rank and compare it with your friends and everyone else playing along at home and in the comments section. Will you come last but seeking? Maybe you're a contestant of perfection. Let's find out. So if you are playing along at home, get ready to write down your answers and let us know how you do in the comments below. And if you answer the question from the thumbnail correctly, you get to start the game with a bonus 4 points. That's 4 points right now if you knew that the missing keyword from Loot the Pathfinder was haste. Loot the Pathfinder obviously has exhaust, but in addition, double strike, vigilance, and haste, which makes sense for a racing set. Now for the rest of the quiz. Here we go, round 1, Ready Set Quiz, all about the latest set, you guessed it, Aether Drift. Question 1. Aether Drift features a race across the plains of Avishkar, Muruganda, and which Egyptian-themed plane? Aether Drift features a race across the plains of Avishkar, Muruganda, and which Egyptian-themed plane? Question 2. Which fiery character was depicted doing the Akira slide in the promotional material for the set? Which fiery character was depicted doing the Akira slide in the promotional material for the set? Question 3. First seen in Theros, the 2-mana 3 damage red instant lightning strike has been reprinted here, but at what rarity? First seen in Theros, the 2-mana 3 damage red instant lightning strike has been reprinted here, but at what rarity? Question 4. The race's prize is the Aether Spark, a legendary artifact. Name one of the 2 other words on the card's typeline. The race's prize is the Aether Spark, a legendary artifact. Name one of the 2 other words on the card's typeline. That's the final question this round. You have until the music stops to submit your answers, and once that's over, we'll find out if you were right. Start the music. Okay, time's up. Let's get some answers. And remember, 1 point this round for each question you answer correctly. Question 1. Aether Drift features a race across the plains of Avishkar, Muruganda, and which Egyptian-themed plane? Amonkhet. Aether Drift, the Death Race set, sees drivers compete across Avishkar, Muruganda, and Amonkhet. Question 2. Which fiery character was depicted doing the Akira slide in the promotional material for the set? Chandra. I'm not sure I understand the connection outside of both of them riding a motorbike, but the Akira slide is referenced by Chandra. Question 3. First seen in Theros, the 2-mana 3 damage red instant lightning strike has been reprinted here, but at what rarity? Common. Lightning strike was first printed at common, upshifted to uncommon for Ixalan and M19, but is here back down once again to common. Question 4. The race's prize is the Aether Spark, a legendary artifact. Name one of the 2 other words on the card's typeline. Planeswalker Equipment. We'll accept either of those words as the prize for the race. The Aether Spark is a legendary artifact, Planeswalker Equipment. Let's talk to our contestants. How did you guys do?
Yeah, fine I guess. Maybe Aether Drift just isn't for me.
I don't think it's just you. The author Brandon Sanderson said in a podcast, link in the description, that he felt the set was like characters playing dress-up. It reminded him of Star Trek officers visiting the holodeck, just playing pretend at being Sherlock Holmes, or in this case, race car drivers, and I couldn't agree more. I haven't played with the set yet, so my verdict on it is still out, but The majority of sets now just sort of feel like easy references to me. And sure, older sets did that too. Theros is just Greek myth, for instance, but those planes were given more time between releases and more sets to expand the narrative, allowing them to distinguish themselves from the source material more thoroughly. When I think Theros, I don't think Greek myth, I think Pharos. When I think Thunder Junction, I just think cowboy. And that makes me a bit concerned for the rest of the year because... Even Tarkir I'm having trouble getting hyped for because WotC's success rate of returning to planes we know and love lately has been, well, a bit hit and miss. So yeah, anyway. On to our second category, cards on the table, our general card knowledge round. Question 1. Which white enchantment creates a treasure when your opponent draws a card unless they pay 2? Which white enchantment creates a treasure when your opponent draws a card unless they pay 2? Question 2. Blasphemous Act costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, but what is its initial mana value? Blasphemous Act costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, but what is its initial mana value? Question 3. The 0 mana artifact Lotus Petals activated ability lets you tap and sacrifice it for what? The 0 mana artifact Lotus Petals activated ability lets you tap and sacrifice it for what? Question 4. Dark Ritual is a 1 mana black instant that adds 3 black mana. In what set was it first printed? Dark Ritual is a 1 mana black instant that adds 3 black mana. In what set was it first printed? You've got till the music stops to get your answers down, and then we'll see the results. Time's up, let's get some answers, and this time they're worth 2 points. Question 1. Which white enchantment creates a treasure when your opponent draws a card unless they pay 2? Smothering Tithe. Thanks to Commander, one of the most popular white enchantments of all time, we were looking for Smothering Tithe. Question 2. Blasphemous Act costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, but what is its initial mana value? 9. That's 8 generic mana and a single red, so in total, Blasphemous Act's mana value is 9. Question 3. The 0 mana artifact Lotus Petals activated ability lets you tap and sacrifice it for what? 1 mana of any colour. Very good for 0 mana. If you tap and sacrifice Lotus Petal, you get to add 1 mana of any colour. Question 4. Dark Ritual is a 1 mana black instant that adds 3 black mana. In what set was it first printed? Limited Edition Alpha, also just known as Alpha. Dark Ritual was one of the first cards ever released in Limited Edition Alpha. How do you guys feel that you're doing?
Have you ever thought about talking about something else?
Yeah, if you're not feeling it, do you have any other hobbies? Oh, well, since it's been on Netflix, I've been enjoying the wrestling. Did you guys watch the Royal Rumble? I stayed up to watch it. I mean, I did, but should we be talking about this now? Is it possible a video actually loses subscribers? Yeah, I don't know. I've still got too much to say about Magic, I think. I wish I was just more excited for this year's lineup. Maybe next year. Anyway, round 3, and the category is Keyword Search, where the questions this round are worth 3 points. Question 1. Reprinted in Double Masters, Rolling Earthquake deals X damage to each creature without what? Reprinted in Double Masters, Rolling Earthquake deals X damage to each creature without what? Question 2. Splice as a keyword was first seen in Champions of Kamigawa on how many cards? Splice as a keyword was first seen in Champions of Kamigawa on how many cards? Question 3. Shield Bearer is a 2 mana white 0/3 with only a single keyword. What is it? Shield Bearer is a 2 mana white 0/3 with only a single keyword. What is it? Question 4. Sire of 7 Deaths does not have which of these keywords? Lifelink, Menace, Ward, Death Touch, Vigilance, Reach. Sire of 7 Deaths does not have which of these keywords? Lifelink, Menace, Ward, Death Touch, Vigilance, Reach. That's the last question this round, so get ready to finish writing before we find out the answers. And that's time. Every correct answer is worth 3 points, so let's find out how you did after these messages. Hi, it's me, from the thing that you're watching, and I come with a dire warning. This quiz, and quite frankly my entire channel, is in danger. I love making these types of videos, but they don't do very well numbers-wise. They're clearly enjoyed by a very niche audience, usually less than 2,000 people. You, that's watching right now. I make these videos for you. But YouTube's monetization is not very rewarding, especially for smaller channels that make niche videos like mine. I do have some videos that do well, but they tend to be highly critical or controversial, as negativity capitalizing on the current discourse will always get a click from people who are outraged and are looking for more fuel for the fire. But those types don't subscribe and stick around, and I only want to put out a video like that if I truly care about the topic and believe I have something valid to say. I don't want to be a full-time controversy merchant just to afford rent, and instead I want to make silly videos where I build dumb decks or talk about magic-themed pancakes for your entertainment. I want to make quizzes. I want to entertain you. But I also have bills to pay, and so if my only means of doing that is to get more views, and thus better ad revenue from YouTube, then the first change I would need to make is to stop making the monthly video that's seemingly guaranteed to not get a lot of eyes on it. But I don't want to do that, and if you don't want me to do that either, then please consider supporting me on Patreon. If only half of you signed up at even the lowest tier, which is £1 or seemingly $1.50 US, then I would have enough to live on. And that's all I want. If you can afford it, then there are higher tiers that include things like weekly opinion polls where we discuss interesting aspects of the game, access to early audio-only versions of these episodes that you can listen to as a podcast. Most tiers get your name credited on screen at the end of my videos, and even that £1 $1.50 tier will come with access to my monthly behind-the-scenes blog, keeping you updated on the channel. I want to keep doing this, but I need your help. So if you're able to, and if you've found value in my work, then please consider helping to save these quizzes and quite possibly my entire channel by becoming a member of my Patreon, link in the description below. Thank you. Welcome back to Magic the Questioning, where we're about to find out the answers to round 3, where every correct answer is worth 3 points. Here we go. Question 1. Reprinted in Double Masters, Rolling Earthquake deals X damage to each creature without what? Horsemanship. Rolling Earthquake deals damage to each player, but it will also hit each creature without horsemanship. Question 2. Splice as a keyword was first seen in Champions of Kamigawa on how many cards? 15. Across all 5 colours, each of them being Splice onto Arcane, the number of cards containing the rule in Champions of Kamigawa was 15. Question 3. Shieldbearer is a 2-mana white 0/3 with only a single keyword. What is it? Banding. Why does this keep appearing as an answer? Maybe because it's just fun to say the word banding. Question 4. Sire of 7 Deaths does not have which of these keywords? Lifelink, Menace, Ward, Death Touch, Vigilance, and Reach. Death Touch. Of all of the keyword abilities, bizarrely, Sire of 7 Deaths lacks Death Touch. How many did you guys get right this round?
I mean, if you're not feeling it, should we just stop?
Oh, no. I love talking about Magic. I don't like a lot of choices that WotC are making, and I know I'm not the only one. I love the game still, and I love talking about it, but as a player, I'm just not into what these sets are bringing. Well, if that's the case, on the bright side, nowhere to go but up. All these sets can do is pleasantly surprise you.
Well, that's true, but I didn't mean stop totally. I just meant stop the quiz.
Oh, you mean like speedrun the rest of it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Round 4 is I Hardly Know Her, all about Magic's Planeswalkers. Question 1. Sorin Vampire Lord was first printed in which set? Sorin Vampire Lord was first printed in which set? Question 2. Mu Yanling Celestial Winds -7 gives creatures you control with flying what until end of turn? Mu Yanling Celestial Winds -7 gives creatures you control with flying what until end of turn? Question 3. Space Belleron's infamous passive ability to divide the battlefield into sectors was named what? Space Belleron's infamous passive ability to divide the battlefield into sectors was named what? Question 4. Creatures you control have Menace is the passive ability of which Planeswalker card? Creatures you control have Menace is the passive ability of which Planeswalker card? Okay, the time's about to start again. I hope you have all of your answers because this is the last point scoring round. Here we go. Time's up, and remember, for this round, correct answers are worth 4 points each. Here we go. Question 1. Sorin Vampire Lord was first printed in which set? M20. As of time of recording, still the only print of Sorin Vampire Lord was in the set M20. Question 2. Mu Yanlin Celestial Winds -7 gives creatures you control with flying what until end of turn? +5/+5. Yet another Planeswalker from M20, Mu Yanling's -7 ability gives your flying creatures +5/+5. Question 3. Space Belleran's infamous passive ability to divide the battlefield into sectors was named what? Space Sculptor. I imagine a play on Jace Belleran's Mind Sculptor. We were looking for Space Sculptor. Question 4. Creatures you control have menace is the passive ability of which Planeswalker card? Angrath, Captain of Chaos. We were looking for the card specifically, so to count you do need to have the full name of Angrath, Captain of Chaos. Are you guys excited for the bonus round where you can double your points?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, that was quick. Round 5 is Art Attack, where we slowly reveal a picture to you, and if you can name what card uses that picture as its art before the music stops, then you double your points and you double your score. So to be clear, see some artwork and name that card for double points. I hope you're ready, because here we go! And that's time. Did you get it right? Well, if you said this was the art for the card Duskdale Worm, then you'll have just doubled your score. So now the question is, how did you do? Count up your score and let us know in the comments below. Well guys, how do you think you did?
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, well, speedrun aside, we can't end it like that. Purple, tell us a joke, and I want to stress, I mean right now, unscripted and off the top of your head, for real, make up a joke right now.
Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Mu Yanling.
Mu Yanlin who?
No, wait, no, wait. No way, I can do this. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Yanlin.
Yanlin who?
No, not Yanlin who.
Mu Yanlin. I mean, I guess that's a joke. Okay, I don't know what I expected, quite frankly, but that's the end of the show. Join us again next time for another episode of Magic: The Questioning. Thank you to everyone who supports the show, like Eggboy the particle that permeates all existence, and the rest of my patrons whose names are on screen now. If you'd like to submit a quiz question to the show, or a joke I guess, you can via my Patreon, as is one of my Venus tier reward perks. I'd also like to give an extra special thank you to Brett Canny for providing music for the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe and set your notification bell to all so you can be updated when our next episode airs. And until then, from all of us here in the studio, we wish you happy quizzing and we will see you next time. Right now, off the top of your head, let me know your best joke in the comments. Don't think about it, just write it. Freeze frame.